Hey y'all, I'm back. This is part 4 in my series on debunking this here bullshit creationism video. Come on.
It's very interesting that archaeologists and their departments like to have major finds at least every blue moon because they have to come up with something or else they cannot justify funding going to their departments and grants and other things of that nature.
Yeah, you're right. Every scientist in the whole history of humankind has probably been lying about every single thing they ever discovered or pretended to know about. And nobody else even cares or tries to call them on it when they read all the papers and articles these liars have been writing about and their fake discoveries, because they're all in on the conspiracy too. That is f***ing brilliant, man. Bravo.
So what it ends up being is that many of these missing links we have learned now that they were just fabrications, or at the very least, very shoddy scientific research and work.
How dare you, man? You have no idea what you're talking about. Yet you get on here and make these videos spouting your bullshit ideas with supreme confidence. It took me and my dad like a couple of weeks to come up with all them intermediate species. Now you're telling everyone they just made up by greedy, lying scientists? Man, I am so glad you current day humans is just an intermediate species too. I can't take your shit for brains, intellectual dishonesty shit for much longer. God damn it.
There's been instances of, let's say, a human arm bone being found, and literally 2 to 3 miles away, they happen to stumble upon and dig up an ape-like skull. And so then they say, hey, here's a missing link. And they put a name to it. And all of a sudden we have something else that has come out that is a missing link, supposedly. But now all of these things are not deemed to be accurate. So we have no verifiable missing link in the human species.
That is a filthy lie. You remember what I said about disrespecting my daddy's 9th commandment? You will burn forever for lying like you are. Many verifiable so-called missing links of human evolution have been found. There's Homo heidelbergensis and Homo ergaster and Homo habilis and Australopithecus afarensis and a bunch of others too. And also, how desperate do you have to be to think that the great institution of scientific discovery and advancement on planet Earth is just made up of a handful of bumbling morons who look at a fossilized bone in the ground and just decide to announce to the whole world, hey, look at this. It must be a human ancestor. I ain't done a lick of research on it, nor discussed it with anybody else, nor made a single testable prediction about my hypothesis. But hey, f*** it. Nobody's gonna check to see if any of what I say is true. I'm just gonna name it Homo ignorant facensis after myself, of course. Do you know how we can be sure that that ain't how science works? Because you think you debunked the whole enterprise all by yourself. Not too likely, is it?
Now, aside from natural selection and selective breeding, not even being able to produce a cat from a dog, mutations or errors in genetic coding obviously contributes to entropy in the biological system as well. Okay.
Oh, that's obvious, is it? Well, guess what? Nope. You're wrong again. Big surprise, y'all. Call the newspaper. Science denying religious nuts are wrong about something. Stop the presses, y'all. Oh, ain't nobody surprised? How come ain't nobody surprised?
Mutations or errors in genetic coding contributes to entropy in the biological system.
Okay. I'm just going to give you all one example of a genetic mutation doing something beneficial and not contributing to entropy, because it's my favorite one. All right? When I was about 19 years old, I decided I had to stop living a lie and had to tell my daddy that I was, hetero-flexible. At first, he didn't take the news real well. I mean, he went mental on me for about 6 years. But after a while, he came and told me that he loved me. Now, he made me something as a gift to help heal the rift that had grown between us. He told me he'd made a tiny genetic mutation to the CCR5 white blood cell chemokine receptor gene in a small percentage of European men, which makes them resistant to infection by the human immunodeficiency virus. Well, I couldn't help myself. I just broke down crying, saying, "Thank you, Daddy. Thank you." And he said to me,
"I love you, son. Just be safe."
And I have been so safe.
Okay. Now, this is the idea that if natural selection didn't do it, or even if it wasn't selectively bred, let's say by humans, that's our intervention, or anything of that nature naturally happening.
I'm gonna pass out if I
any
have
other
to
changes in evolution have been due to mutations.
Let's rev this crap train up.
Stating.
God. Jesus Christ.
We have never observed anything gain in complexity in this nature. We've only seen things degrade, as our law of entropy would tell us.
Wrong again. Like I showed you in the first episode of this here video response, you yourself used to look like a little tiny ball of shit like this here. Then you look like this. Then like this. And then like this. And now you're a fully grown adult Homo sapiens. So that is proof that you are wrong when you say that things can only degrade and not gain in complexity over time.
So these are just a few things to think about. I could really go on further, but I won't do that.
Seriously? It's over?
I really wanted to just put that out there in a somewhat concise form for us to think about and mull over. But there are currently many reputable scientists and researchers that cast serious doubt on this theory of evolution, and some outright just don't believe in it at all.
No. Damn it. There's only a tiny handful of scientists who cast serious doubt on the theory of evolution. They make up a very small minority of scientists. Almost every single person who identifies as a scientist in the world today has no doubt that the theory of evolution is true and that it's the best and only explanation for the diversity of life observed on this planet.
All right, you guys take care. I'll talk to you next time, and let's not be destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Oh my God, man. You cannot be serious. You lack so much knowledge about evolution. It's like you've been specially created as a scientific knowledge lacking machine. God damn it. If you're really interested in learning the truth about science, nature, and the reality of the world in which you live, check out some of the links in the description. Please. All right, y'all. This has been Most Epic Jesus. Thanking y'all for watching and subscribing.
Subscribe.
I'll see y'all in the next video.